second week of the now with the run rule loss. Just what are the options here out of the bullpen? It's another poor performance by them.
Yeah, it wasn't good. We don't have a AAA team to be able to call guys up, so we got to get them better, and we got to utilize the bullpen pieces better to where we don't have that result.
With Santi there and the 16 obviously goes up there really home run. Just what was the rationale behind keeping him in even after all the loud contact and I think a walker hit by pitch there before the 3-run shot?
Well, I mean, the kid's got a great arm. He's got a great arm, and he's going through a little bit of a funk with his pitching, clearly. A couple of our bullpen pieces been clearly inconsistent for us, and it's not like you got a bunch of other guys that you could just roll out there. We've seen other guys get opportunities and not be able to come through. And so, real simple, you don't have a million different options in that situation. And the kid's a very talented kid, and we believe in him, and he wasn't able to get it done today.
Going to Stokes there. Was that trying to get strikeouts there in that bases loaded?
No doubt about it.
Yeah. And 5 pitches.
Best hitter, Chalowski. So yeah, you need a strikeout situation for sure.
You only did 5, so is he good to go tomorrow?
I think they're all good to go tomorrow. I don't think anybody got overextended, other than the starter. The starter obviously didn't get overextended, but he wouldn't be available for tomorrow, just like the Grinsell wouldn't either. But
just your thoughts on Clark today as well. How do you feel like
he was okay. He kept us in the game. It was a heck of a baseball game until we got there into the latter 3 innings of the game. It was a heck of a baseball game, tie score, and it's a really disappointing finish. I think.
Feels like there's been a couple double play balls that just haven't gone your way, grounding into a lot of double play balls. Is that just unlucky timing or?
Well, it's good pitching too. UCLA's okay, right? They're okay. They've got a good ball club and they've got good pitchers, and sometimes when you're facing a guy that's throwing 95 to 98 miles an hour with a good slider, you're gonna hit a baseball into a double play, right? And that's what happened at the end of the ball game. Good pitching, you're gonna get double play balls. Bad pitching, you're gonna get balls in the gap, hit by pitches and walks. And so we saw a little bit of both of those things today for both sides.
You guys have now put yourself in a position where tomorrow becomes, up to this point, the biggest game of the season. How do you feel you've prepared the team for this big game situation?
Well, for the first 6 innings of the game, you feel like they're prepared pretty well. And then for the last couple innings of that game, you feel like you haven't prepared them at all. And so it's quite a, Jekyll and Hyde right now for us. Tomorrow, I think every day we take the mentality that's the biggest game of the year for us. And so tomorrow is clearly the biggest game of the year, just like today was and just like yesterday was.
How important is it for Jason to pitch old tomorrow?
Well, you're always looking for a quality start, right? And so, hopefully Jason can give us a quality start where we can win the series.
You mentioned that you guys don't have a AAA team to go to, call up to anybody. What goes through your head in trying to figure out going with guys that you relied on in the past this year, going with new guys, seeing what they can do, especially in a Big Ten play like this?
Well, you go back, you review the tape, you see exactly what happened from a clear perspective and a clear view, the camera angles and stuff like that, and you come up with a better plan.
What did May do that to kind of neutralize your guys' bats that are developing?
Well, he made a big 3-2 pitch when we had him a little bit on the ropes. He made a 3-2, backdoor breaking ball to Carter. He snuck in there, and that was a good job of pitching on his part. He could have thrown the 3-2 breaking ball, and it was ball 4, and he didn't. Good pitching. We weren't able to get to their starter good enough. We started off pretty good against them. We had a couple opportunities, and we let them off the hook there. And it was a really good baseball game going into the last 3 innings.
So I'd say for the first time out of the bullpen, do you anticipate him being kind of a longer relief guy or just coming in there for 20 pitches and throwing as hard as he can?
It's effectiveness right now. We're trying to find people that are effective when they get a chance to pitch.
Despite the loss today, there's still a big turnout, lots of kids out there watching. What did it mean to you guys as a club to have, all those little league kids watching you guys?
Well, fan support is awesome, and that's because by and large the body of the work of the team is a top 25 team, and they've played really, really well all year, and that's why people are coming to the ballpark. And it's we've had sellouts, and there's a lot of people here, right? There's a lot of fan interest. With fan interest comes expectations that it looks more like the first 6 innings versus the last 2 innings of that game, and it should be that way. That means that you're making progress in a lot of areas, and we're still not where we need to be yet. to see the kids in the ballpark, it's awesome. I want to see more kids in the ballpark. I wish they'd let the families, if the moms and dads brought a kid that was under 18, they should get in for free, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I would love for the community of Eugene to have an opportunity without having to take dollars out of their pockets to come out and watch baseball. And if they bring their kids, they should be able to all get in free. And then if they want to buy a hot dog or whatever they want to buy, then they go ahead and buy that stuff. But, you know, to expose them to what's here at PK Park each and every day, I think is a real blessing for the people of Eugene. And I would personally, I think, especially with how tight money is out there, I would love to be able to have, you know, that sort of a setup for those people, because I know how it is with families and kids, you know, and those kids need to be out there around these college guys and see what it looks like. And, you know, yesterday, I think the fans that showed up, they left the ballpark going, wow, that was unbelievable. And today they showed up and said, wow, we didn't like the way that thing ended, you know, and it was a heck of a game. Hopefully the fans enjoyed themselves, and obviously they shouldn't like the end result, neither do we, and we're going to work to get that thing better to where they have a better experience.
We've still got some of the best teams in the Big Ten coming up on the schedule, still got Oregon State. How can you use a game like today to prepare yourself for that higher competition moving forward?
Well, I mean, it still comes down to basic stuff. You know, the stuff that you're seeing get loose on us in the last part of the game were the things that we had under control for the first part of the game. And so it doesn't really matter the opponent. It's just basic baseball stuff. Are you throwing the ball over for first pitch strikes? Are you winning 1-1 counts to where percentages work in your favor? You know, and batting averages against your pitchers are much, much less lower, in some cases 200 points lower than 200 points higher when you lose counts. It's just basic principles of pitching. And, you know, when you do it well. You saw that last night with Grayson. You saw it in parts today with Colin. And when you don't do it well, it's equally as ugly.
With the lack of consistency at the end of the game, what are you looking for from the team tomorrow?
To come out with the right mentality, and to come out knowing that it's a series win that's on the line, and maybe even a lot more on the line with that. But to come out and basically the challenge that I put in front of the team is come out and show what kind of character you have. Today's you got a full house today, and the way it ended isn't necessarily a very prideful moment. That's an embarrassing situation. And I challenge the guys to, what are you going to come out with tomorrow on Easter Sunday, and how are you going to show? What kind of makeup are you going to bring to the ballpark? Are you going to let this affect your play, or are you going to show up 0-0 tomorrow with a chance to win a series? Because if you win the series, by and large, you're going to have some things that you look at on the weekend and say, we need to do that better. But you win the series, by and large, you're going to feel like you accomplished something.